that people are affected. Livelihoods are affected. Families, mothers, children are affected. Schools, education are affected just because of this war. Hello? I don't really know much about this war, but all I know is that the rebels are fighting for their own freedom or country. I'm not quite sure, but all I know is that people are dying. People died through this war. And some say that they use this war just to cover up the pork barrel scam, to divert the people's attention from the pork barrel scam. It's really, really, really sad. Just because people are affected because of other people's interests. It's really sad to think that Filipinos are fighting against each other. And countless lives, and what is the real reason? Why do we have this war? Just because of their own freedom? Just because so they can have their own country? It is really, really, it is nonsense for me. It doesn't make sense. Why do they want their own country? Are they defend it? Why are they killing people, innocent people? Because sooner or later, you will realize that this war is nonsense. That this war has no purpose. That this war just killed people. That this war just affected livelihoods, innocent people. And I really hope that this war ends soon. Also, they say that already ended. But nonetheless, I really hope it ends soon and we will retain peace in Zamboanga. Thank you very much.
This picture for me, it represents a lot more bigger picture. For me, it's crop. It's crop. And the side of the picture that isn't shown is us. Why? Why are we connected in this war? We aren't even there. We don't really know what's going on in there. What's the truth? How are we related to this war? For me, war cannot exist on its own. It is the result or the sum of all hatreds that is building up in our hearts. And with this pain or with this hatred inside our hearts, we tend to be narrow-minded. We become inconsiderate of others' point of view, of others' opinion. We become inconsiderate and we don't listen to them. We don't even give them the chance to. Right? So for me, it's a lot more, it's a much, much bigger picture. As we can see here, there are soldiers. Soldiers that are assigned to terminate civilians, some of it. I've heard rumors, I've heard the news. I've been through articles that are saying that the media isn't showing what is really happening in Zamboanga. The media is trying to cover up something else. Well, I still am not contented with an answer. I still believe that the government needs more ears. They need more considerate people. They need something more. Just imagine, to fully understand one's feelings is to imagine yourself in their perspective or point of view with an open heart and an open mind. It's the model that I'm living with. And right now, I'm trying to be a role model to these small kids, even to my own colleagues. Because I'm afraid that if one doesn't stand up for what is right, the world will be in chaos, and it will be a whole lot bigger than what is happening right now. So, I still think that we have a chance, and a whole lot more can happen. As long as we know what is right and wrong. Thank you.
Philippines is one of the most visited countries in the world because of its cultural charms and amazing tourist spots. But despite this positive depiction about our country, our homeland also experiences some struggles lately. One of the most controversial struggles, or one of the most controversial issues that they face was the war in Zamboanga. Zamboanga is a city which is located in the Mindanao, or located in the western or southern part of the Philippines. Some or most of our brother or fellow Muslim brothers and sisters live there. Having a chance to express what I feel about the grief or the sacrifices or the desperate or the things they experience will be a hard or difficult task for me. Because there are a lot of emotions and a lot of questions that just pop up into my mind, that pops into my mind. Like what is the cause of the war? What is the effects? What did the government do to prevent or to lessen the violence? And is war really the answer? First and foremost, I would say that the cause of the war was because of the MNLF wanting to gain or acquire the independence, or wanting to separate themselves from the country, or our country, the Philippines. But as you can see in the picture, there are explosives, there are a lot of guns, there are a lot of explosions. Can you imagine what will happen, or what happened to our fellow Filipinos? No doubt that they experience a tremendous trauma because of the war or the violence itself. If I were in their situation, of course I will also experience those, or I will also be scared to death. Actually, some of my fellow students, have their relatives left behind there. Of course, likewise with their relatives, they will also be worried. But can you imagine the awareness that they will face? And is war really the answer? War is not the answer, since it is not an easy way, or it is not a way of getting what you desire or what you want. There was this one quotation that I read before. This was a quotation by John F. Kennedy. Let me quote: "War must be end. War must be end by mankind before war ends mankind." So this states that war is not the answer, and war will never be the key, or it will be the key to destroy all mankind. Once again, good afternoon.